What an episode that was. I mean, after waiting, I think almost a year, because I believe a year ago, Gear 5 was officially in the One Piece manga, then we had to wait another year and some months after to get Gear 5 Luffy animated and, to finally get it victory. And, I like this episode for a lot of reasons, not just because how good and awesome the presentation of Gear 5, um, the way they presented it in the episode. It wasn't just that, which I think the transformation was godlike. I mean, you saw the episode, but yeah. Um, the other thing I do want to point out that I really like was the second he turned um Luffy to Gear 5. I feel like every time he was on screen, like everything that was in his proximity kind of turned into those Looney Tunes cartoons that we used to see as I was a kid. I know I was born in like 2001, but I was still able to see those old cartoons on Boomerang or something like that. I think on Boomerang, but the point is, like, what I enjoyed was that I got to see those elements completely in today's episode in the reveal of Gear 5. Like, there's this one scene, you guys probably saw it, but there's this one scene where, Kaido, he throws a burrow breath at him, and Luffy at the last minute, because he didn't know, but last minute, he kind of pulled the ground up because his power allows him to do that pretty much. So he pulls the ground up, and then it it doesn't completely ricochet, but it like goes into the wall, and like it's it's there for a couple seconds, and then Luffy is able to kind of fling it right back, probably at probably speedier, cause it was rubbery. He used a rubber wall, but he was pretty much able to reflect that attack, but faster. And then, to see, instead of the whole burning up regularly, what I didn't expect was that when Kaido got hit back, it was like going back to those 80s, those 90s cartoons, I guess you could say, where he got burnt up to the crisp, like his skin. And just like the cartoons, he kind of coughed, and then he was able to shake off the charcoal that was on his body, that was covering his body. And he was just able to shake off that charcoal that was on him, like in the cartoons, if you guys remember. Well, probably you guys remember, because I don't know. But anyways, I just really loved the transformation of this episode. Especially, I mean, I know I didn't make a video on it, but especially hearing in the beginning of the episode, being able to hear the drums of liberation again. I mean, we heard it a lot last episode when we were getting the anticipation of Gear 5, and then we get to hear it more once Gear 5 is actually revealed. And I mean, just a little side note, I think most people can agree with me on this, but I believe, too, that those drums that we heard were actually fire. Like the beat, it just really went with the atmosphere of the cartoony nature that is Gear 5, and it's a ridiculous it's ridiculous powers that it grants its user. like turning pretty much anything it touches into rubber, including the proximity and everything. And that's a pretty silly power to have for God, but Oda makes it work with Luffy, and overall, I think it was a very funny reveal, especially when he starts to fight Kaido, like with the eyes bulging out, um, and the sound effect that they had. I mean, I think all that was hilarious, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the fight. Um, the rest of what Gear 5 Luffy could do with the powers that it has, and I am excited to see that probably in the next few episodes. I mean, we got a preview of the next episode too. I believe it was for the next episode we just get more of continuation of the fight between Luffy and Kaido, so that'll be something to see. And I kind of I mean, you kind of saw in the preview for this episode, last episode, um, where Kaido kind of, he kind of had those stars in his eyes, and that whole animation kind of changed when we were getting that Luffy versus Kaido one-on-one match, while Luffy was obviously still in Gear 5, so the whole sequence was amazing too. No, the build-up was 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed the episode, and again, it's gonna be exciting the next few episodes. To see Gear 5 Luffy's power in action, full throttle pretty much in the next few episodes. But one little detail I do wanna add before I end this video was that this episode we also got the first ending song that I think One Piece has used in its history, I believe, and I just wanted to add that little detail because I feel like it was kind of intentional with the release of Gear 5, the Gear 5 Luffy Gear 5, I believe. So that's another importance to show the importance of this reveal, and I just gotta give my props to Oda. Like somehow this, like if I saw this kind of power up in some other shonen, like I'd be like puzzled, like what is this power? Like why didn't the author give our MC cooler power up, so, like a Bankai or something? Something that sounds cool and do cool things, but this power up specifically does really mesh good with Luffy's personality, with how cheery he is, and I don't know, I just really like the aspect too where it also meshes up good with Luffy's personality, so when you actually see him transform with the power up, you're not confused. You're like, oh, that kind of makes sense for Luffy to have that kind of power up. So I just wanted to tip my hat to Oda for meshing, for how good Gear 5 power up meshed so good with his MC of his shonen, because if it was any other shonen, I would be completely puzzled at the choice of the author made, but yeah, just kind of want to make this episode and kind of rant how good this episode was of One Piece, and I am very excited to for the next few episodes to see what else could Gear 5 Luffy do and to continue to see his, I guess, power throughout, him fighting Kaido one-on-one. But I think I'm just gonna end it there. Please leave a like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.